Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you guys how to use a Google form to collect information and then also how we can relay that information into a spreadsheet so we can better see everything. So the first thing you'll want to do is open Google Forms as we have in front of us. Now what you can do is create a blank form and start adding questions through there, or you can use any of the templates they have in the template gallery. We'll use the contact information template for the sake of this video. So if we click on that, the form will prepare and then it should open for us in a second. And here it is. So there will be a few set of questions that are here by default, but let's start at the top. So let's rename this form. Instead of being contact information, let's call it subscriber list. So we type that in. And then for the description, we can say this will be contact information. So it'll be contact information of subscribers. And then if we scroll down a little, the next question box is the name. And if we click into a question box, different options will pop up. So one thing you can do is you can change from short answer to a paragraph, multiple choice, and so on and so forth. But for name, we will leave it as a short answer. The only thing I want to change is that I want to make sure people type in their last name and then their first name. So I will put that in the title of the question. One other thing to note is that this is a required field, as you can see checked off here. So a required field means that the person has to fill it out in order to submit the form. As you will see later, we can have an optional field that the person will not need to fill out in order to successfully submit the form. So the next question will be the email question, and we'll leave that as a short answer. And let's make this optional so someone doesn't necessarily have to give their email in order to fill out this form. The third question here is the person's address. We don't really need this, so if you want to delete a question from a template, all you have to do is hit the delete question trash button here. After that, we have this phone number question here. As you can see, it is not a required field and it is a short answer. We can leave it like that. And then finally, we have this comments question at the bottom. We don't really want a comments question, so let's just show you some of the other options we can have. Let's make this a drop down, and then let's put a question here. And let's type in, are you an active subscriber? With a question mark. And then, as you can see, there are some suggestions that Google will pop up with. And we can select yes and no. You could also have typed those in if you wanted to. And we'll make this a required field, so the person will have to answer if they are a subscriber or not. And now that we're done, all we have to do is hit publish and then publish one more time. And you can see from up here, this copy responder link button, a link to this form pops up. The easiest way to access this is if we shorten the URL. And then we can then copy the link. And if we go into another tab and paste the link and hit enter, you will see what this form looks like from the point of view of someone who is filling out the information, not creating it. So to show you how this all works, let's fill out an example form here. So we will type in our name. For the email, let's type in our email in here. Phone number, we can type in a generic phone number here, 10 digits. And then, are you an active subscriber? Let's hit yes, and then we can submit the form. So once someone submits the form, they'll get this pop-up saying, thank you for submitting your contact info. We can also edit what this message is, but the default for this template says this message. And now if you're the person that created the form and we go back to the form here, you can see the number 1 popping up in this responses section. So if we click on that, you can see the summary of this person's response. And then if you had multiple responses and you went into this question field, you would see all the names under question 1, all the emails under question 2, and so on and so forth. Now, especially when you have a lot of responses to a form, it's way easier to view and analyze the data in Sheets. So the easy way to do that is you click on this link to Sheets button, and then we will create in a new spreadsheet, and then hit the create button. And this spreadsheet will pop up with all of our information. And you can edit how this appears. I'm going to make one quick edit that I think is a useful tool, especially for a contact information sheet, and that has to do with the phone number. You see our format is just 10 digits in a row, but I want this to look like an actual phone number. So if we click in the cell D2 and we go to Format, Number, and then at the bottom, Custom Number Format, we can type in parentheses, then 3 hashtags, close our parentheses, so that will be the area code. Then we'll have a space, 3 more hashtags, a dash, and then the last 4 digits of the phone number. And if we hit apply, you can now see that we are formatted as a proper phone number. And as more responses come in, there are definitely way more customizations you can make. But for the point of this video, I just wanted to show you how simple it is to create a form that then links to a spreadsheet. And then if someone else were to submit another form, say a minute from now, it would then update this spreadsheet. We wouldn't have to create a new spreadsheet or refresh every time. It would then get added into this table. So that's basically it. If you want me to make a bigger video talking all about all the different things you can do with forms, please let me know if that's something that would be of interest. But for this one, I hope you learned something. If you did, feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't yet already. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.